Hello again, beautiful beings. I am clearly still figuring out the whole new streaming software, but I'm here and hopefully you guys can hear me all right. How are you doing? It has been a very tumultuous, crazy, all around very interesting time on the planet. For the most part, I stay away from a lot of opinion and perspective. And I do play with the whole, ignorance is also just as important as knowledge. So I hope that you guys are finding your ability to connect and simultaneously disconnect from the collective insanity that we are all experiencing here at this time. And so like I mentioned yesterday in the Q&A video, I've been feeling really called to put out very tangible information, right, for all of us. How do we reconfigure these things that are normal as human beings and we move them into things that are more 5D in the fifth dimension vibration? So I'm talking about, like I said before, sex and porn, but also moving things like relationships and our connection with money and finances. How do we upgrade those things so that they're in a better vibration and in alignment with our highest good, right? So it's so important. Today, like I said, we're going to be talking about manifestation. We're going to be talking about money and how to manifest money, and all of that is really important. A couple of things that I want to mention regarding the law of attraction. I do believe in the law of attraction. I do believe, the definition, I had to look it up, but the definition of law of attraction is your thoughts create your current reality, right? So if you have negative thoughts, you're creating a negative reality. If you have positive thoughts, you're creating a positive reality. And thank you, Mike, and thank you, Angelo, as always, you guys, for that beautiful super chat. Really appreciate it. And thank you for all the members who are here. Like I said, you guys really support me in giving as much free knowledge and information as possible. So I really appreciate that monthly donation. And of course, you get connected to a ton of great content. So I know that a lot of you are new members, and I appreciate that. So I agree with the law of attraction. I'm just taking that concept to the next level, right? Okay, let's say it this way. If the law of attraction is the truth, okay, it's the only truth, right? Negative thoughts, negative reaction, positive thoughts, positive reaction. Then if I think really positively about money and finances, it's gonna come, right? Well, wrong, because at the end of the day, deep down, we actually don't know what is holding us back. We don't know what's limiting us. We don't know what we can't necessarily see or perceive. So we've got to take this concept of manifestation and law of attraction to a brand new level, a level that we've never seen before type of thing. And that's really important. And so with the law of attraction, we can actually get into something that I call a false positive, right? So I'm really thinking positively about finances and abundance when really there's still limitations that you're not looking at. It's a false positive, right? Just like convincing yourself, I'm really happy, right? So life should be good, right? You're convincing yourself of something that isn't actually aligned to your current present moment. So I definitely recommend grabbing your notebooks, your pens, if you have them, if you have access to them. A couple of things to consider when thinking about manifestation, the fifth dimension, and all of that. So the first thing is right now, we're all being called to level up our standards. So really think about it. What are my standards within my relationship? What are my standards within my job? What are my standards within my day-to-day? And I want you all to ask yourself, do those standards ultimately align with your highest vibrational frequency? And you may start realizing that the way that you're living your life does not align with those highest vibrations? Do you feel abundant within all of the aspects of your reality? And most likely, there's going to be pieces of your reality that don't feel abundant, that don't feel aligned to the highest frequency. Okay, so level up your standards. And in order to level up your standards, you need to know what your standards are. You need to know what works and what doesn't work for you. Okay, second thing here is willingness to change. So within leveling up our standards and manifestation in the fifth dimension frequency, we need to be willing to change. You need to be willing to change your beliefs. You need to be willing to change your attachments. You need to be willing to change even what you want moving forward into the new vibration, okay? Movement is super key. Change is super key. And as we know, sometimes when we're changing and we're moving, it doesn't feel great because we're collapsing the old limiting ideas and beliefs and perceptions and attachments. And that sucks, right? But we need to hold that highest vibration, especially through change, so that we can shift into that new standard at the end of the day, okay? So change is necessary for abundance to be created. The next thing that I have here, just things to consider, is stop being conditional. Stop being conditional. And I've said this before, but this is the perfect example. I will love myself when I lose 10 pounds. You're putting a condition on the love that you have for yourself, which means that you're actually limiting your ability to quantum leap into the state where A, you love yourself, and B, you've lost the 10 pounds, right? So we have to stop putting conditions on ourselves. I will lose the weight once I stop eating junk food. And yes, I agree that eating junk food isn't great for you and probably part of the reason why you've got that extra weight. But 5D is all about vibration and energy. The more focus and attachment you have to this physical reality, the further and further away you're going to get from creating your manifestation because you're focused on the wrong things. 5D manifestation is the main focus on energy and vibration. If you're putting physical conditions on what you're allowed or even what you're able to manifest or not manifest, you're holding yourself back. Stop being conditional. And one of the biggest conditions that I find specifically with finances and money has to do with this hustler mentality. And, you know, in the past, I had all these like signs and desktop, wallpapers and screensavers that said like hustle hard or work hard, work hard, make money. Like, I don't know what the things were. But I started to realize that that was actually a detrimental mindset, right? The detrimental mindset is I have to hustle in order to make more money. I have to work hard. I have to put in more time to get more out of it. And that's not the case. All of a sudden, you're limiting your ability to attain abundance based on the time and the energy that you put into it. This used to work. This mindset used to work. It no longer works in 5D. It's just a limitation. It's just holding you back. It does not work in 5D. Okay? Okay. The last thing is, and I've kind of mentioned this, it's no longer about what you do physically. It's about what you think and how you think. It's no longer about what you do. It's about how you think. Okay, so that's really important. The focus is on the thoughts moving forward. And we're going to break this down a little bit more. And I want to talk about quantum manifestation. Okay. So I want you guys to write some of this stuff down as well. And then we're going to get into 5 steps. Well, really 3, but I've got 5 things down as far as what you need to do in order to manifest in general. So quantum manifestation, which is really just 5D manifestation. It's very different than the kind of manifestations we've been exploring and experiencing before. And I want to ask all of you, whether you're watching this live, mention it in the comments, or you're watching this after, mention it in the comments below. Have you been manifesting recently? And if you have been manifesting recently, what have you noticed about your current and recent manifestations that are different than your manifestations before? So what I've been noticing with my own manifestations is that they've been coming around really quickly, and that's given me more confidence and more validity in my thoughts. And my actions, of course, create the manifestation as well, but especially in those thoughts. So I've actually stepped into this role and this identity as a manifester. I think I mentioned this a couple months ago or within the past couple of months about manifestation and the identity of being a manifester. I want you all to let go of all of your identities. But if you're going to create and attain, without attachment or expectation, but attain an identity, it would be the identity of being a manifester. It would be the identity of being a creator. So I also want you to write down in your notebooks right now the identity, the statement of, I am a manifester. Or if it resonates with you more, I am a creator. Right? I am a creator. And I want you to start playing around with that identity. Because that's really important, is to work with that. Okay? Okay. So, 5D manifestation requires something that I call purity. It requires purity. And this is a word that I think all of us have different associations with, but I'm going to try and define what purity means for me. It means that all of the layers that hold me back into attachment, expectation, and conditions are no longer present when I'm in my moment to moment. It's this moment of purity. When you're in nature, when you're with animals, when you're watering your garden, when you're meeting a newborn baby for the first time, right? These are all very pure moments. You don't have any attachment, any expectation. You don't have a timeline. You don't have anywhere else to be. 5D manifestation requires purity. And what I've noticed through my channeling is the more pure you are in your vibration and your focus and your thoughts and your intention, the less action is required. So let me put it this way. In order to manifest your dream life or one specific thing or whatever it is that you want, it requires a certain amount of energetic and vibrational output. Every action and every thought that we have has some sort of vibrational output to it, associated with it, okay? So, like I said, if we're really 3D beings, it is only the action that will give you the end result. I want a new job. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna fill out your resume, you're going to write a cover letter, and you're going to send it out, physically or what have you to that company or business, right? That's very 3D. And if you don't really believe in your thoughts and your intentions and your focus, then go the 3D route, right? Have the energetic reverberation be focused on the physical action that you are taking. If you are really moving into that 5D energy and you're really believing in that vibration and that belief, and you're really clearing out all of your old limitations and your attachments and your programming and your past lifetimes, then really focus on the vibration as the reverberation to get you to the place of where you want. The difference between 3D manifestation through physical action is that it takes space and time for that reverberation to come back around. If you want to manifest through a 3D output, you are going to create through a 3D input, which is fine. And that's how we've been doing it up until this point in time. But once again, it requires space and time to do so. It takes a little bit longer and we have to hold more patience and what have you. Manifesting in a 5D quantum way just simply requires belief. It's kind of like the placebo effect that I truly believe in, right? If you believe this pill is the cure-all for cancer, if you truly believe that, guess what it's going to do? It's going to cure your cancer because you believe that it's possible. That's how powerful manifestation is, right? So when we're manifesting in a quantum way with the purity of thought and focus and intention without any of the layers of limitation, then it can come to us within minutes. Seriously, within hours. Things, whatever you want. A job? Boom, there it is. Your friend's messaging you saying that she knows a company looking for someone like you or what have you. Okay? So it's different. And we all want to get to the place where we're manifesting instantaneously in 5D vibration. We all want to get that, okay? But it takes work. You have to purge out the layers of bullshit that you've been holding on to. And you have to be real with yourself. If you're trying to focus on 5D manifestation, but you're still stuck in limiting belief in 3D, then stop trying to focus on 5D manifestation and work with physical action. That's totally okay. There's no better or worse. There's no right or wrong. Yeah, 5D manifestation is faster and it's nicer, but you really truly have to be pure. The less pure your focus and intention is, the more action you should be taking. The more pure your focus and intention is, the less action you should be focusing on, and the more you can just work with whatever you want in the quantum vibration, in the all that is. If you truly believe that you already have it and it already exists and it just has to come your way, then focus on that, okay? Hopefully that makes sense, but it's really key that you understand these two differences and you play within your limitations. If you're in 5D and you're still focusing on action, then you're never going to manifest in either. If you're in 3D and you're only focusing on thoughts, then you're never going to manifest in either. Just be real with yourself in where you are in this current present moment. That's all. And it can switch. You know, in the morning, maybe you're manifesting in 3D, and by the end of the day, maybe you're manifesting in 5D, and that's okay. All right. What else? Okay, yes. So I just want to mention a couple more things about purity. So purity also means focus without attachment or expectation, right? So you know what you want, but you don't have expectation or attachment on how it gets there. And that's why I'm sure you guys have noticed sometimes when you're just talking to your partner about something or you're just thinking about something, it manifests instantly right away. And you're like, oh, well, you know, I did really need a new laundry basket, but I could really use money, you know, more than a new laundry basket, right? So sometimes it feels like we're manifesting insignificant things rather than the big things that we really want. And the reason and the difference between manifesting something that's seemingly insignificant and not being able to manifest something that's way more significant that you really truly need is the expectation and the attachment. When you're like, hey babe, let's go out and buy a new laundry basket, right? And, you know, and your partner's like, yeah, let's do that. And then 2 days later, there's just this random laundry basket kicking around and you're like, this is perfect, right? It's like, cool, I manifested that easily because you had zero expectation, you had zero attachment, you had a pure intention in that moment. As seemingly insignificant as it was pure. So it happens instantaneously. When you want to manifest money, oh my God, well, your parents didn't have enough money and there was always lack in childhood and you really want it. You've been working on it forever and you've been working really hard, but it still hasn't come through. So your belief is really low in money, right? Do you see how entrenched it can get and how difficult it can be to navigate through all of these extra icky layers of what it is that you want? Right? That's just how it works. It's going to be much more difficult to manifest what you really want because most likely you have expectation and attachment around it. But if I put in all of this work and I still don't have it, then I'm not good enough to create or manifest it. And it's a loop, it's a spiral, it's a paradigm. And I'm going to teach you how to navigate through that. But it's important that you're aware of that and recognize that. Like I mentioned before, quantum manifestation or 5D manifestation is without time or space, which also means that we have to let go of the words and the actions. So you know how I said, let go of the physical action, because that creates a reverberation and that will get you to where you want to go, but it takes longer. I want you to bring it back down to even let go of the words that you use to manifest what you want in the 5D realm. And thank you so much, Betty, for that beautiful super chat. I love it. I love it. 111. So good. Thank you. And and so let go of the words. I'm telling you right now, and I think we're all here, so we all can just kind of agree on the fact that words are spells. Spelling, spell casting, right? I mean, words are limiting. They put limitations on our moment to moment. And so if I were to say the word money to you, to all of you, okay, money, I want you to really sit with how that hits you. Where do you feel that word in your body? What are the limitations that come up? What are the associations that come up regarding and in connection with that word, money? Most likely they're very icky things. Most likely there is the paradigm of lack that's associated with that word money, okay? And these are things that we need to let go of. These are things that we need to surpass. So when you want to manifest money in 5D frequency, you have to let go of the word. So, how do we manifest something when we can't actually associate it to a word? We look at the highest frequency of what it is that we're trying to manifest. So if you wanted a new car, for example, and thinking about a new car, you associate it with money, and you associate the word money with lack. So it's like this spiral of limitation and block that you're creating just on thinking about these words. So then what I would say is, I want to ask you, why do you want a new car? Okay, well, I want a new car or need a new car because right now my old car is breaking down, right? Okay, cool. So what does a car allow you to do? Oh, well, a car allows me to have freedom so that I can go where I want to go and when I want to go. Perfect. So you're not actually asking for a car. You're not even asking for the money to get a car. You're asking for freedom. Go to the highest possible level of what it is that you're trying to manifest. And you can do that through asking yourself why you want the things that you want. Slowly but surely, you're going to notice that, oh, I actually don't want that, or oh, I actually don't need that, or oh, actually, I'm asking for that because I believe that I'm in lack, right? You start to see the picture of your reality that you painted all along and how limiting it's actually been. Why do you want these things? And for me, whether it be, oh, I really need to clear my schedule, or I really need someone to do my emails, or oh, I really need, what else do I need? Or oh, I really do want to create financial abundance, right? Why? Why do I want all of these things? Anything that I've ever actually really wanted and needed all equate to more freedom for me. Freedom from space and time. Freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it. That word freedom encompasses and embodies everything that we could ever possibly want and desire. And so if you start asking for freedom, you don't have the same sort of attachment, lack, and limitation that you maybe had before when talking about money. Which is kind of ironic, right? Asking for freedom gives you freedom, right? Because we don't have the associations around those words. So find words that don't necessarily have associations to them. And at the end of the day, I want you to visualize. I want you to really step into visualization. Some of you are really amazing and powerful visualizers, and some of you, as I know, don't know how to visualize. You have a difficult time visualizing. Maybe you're logical, maybe you're A-type, maybe you just don't remember your dreams and you can't help that, and that's okay. But I really implore you to start getting into visualization. So just this morning, actually, me and Nat were talking about starting a new business. It's like more techie and, working with AI algorithms, and it's pretty cool. I mean, her mind works in very mysterious ways, and I have that bigger picture type of thinking. So, we're like, oh, it has to be this idea. And I said, but what's our end game? Like, where are we really trying to get to? Oh, we're trying to get to a place where we basically build something and we sell it so that we have freedom. So it doesn't necessarily have to be this one idea. It doesn't have to be this one thing to get us to the end goal of freedom. So let's let go of the idea itself. Let's let go of the how and the when and the where, and just keep holding the highest vibration of what we want at the end of the day, which is freedom, right? And she agreed with me, and it was amazing. So hold on. So there was an image that came to me with this need and want to refocus the end game, right? To refocus the ultimate intention. And the visual that came to me was really incredible. I don't think I can draw it, but I'm going to try and paint it for you, because everything in my life really comes through visual, and that's how I can manifest things so easily. And so instead of visualizing making and selling a business and what that looks like for me and all the limitations that are associated with those images of making and selling the business and my logical mind thinking, but what is the business? What is the idea? What is the timing? Who's going to be involved? Letting all of that go, the visual that came was like, imagine just like a dark space and this really pure, bright white light. And instead of moving through the dark space, right, as this bright light in a linear fashion through space and time, there was this kind of like a quantum leaping and a folding of the space and time. And all of a sudden, somewhere down the line in the future, that bright light was there as well, but it was shining even brighter than before. It's odd, right? That was the visual that came to me, representing the freedom and the abundance that we're manifesting in the future. That visual did not associate with any words. It didn't even associate with physical form in this dimension. Although what I know is how I felt when observing that visual, which was, wow, I mean, it's possible. It's already in the works. Just by talking with my wife in that moment to create that next moment, it's already happened. That seed has been planted, right? So it's really important that we start to focus on the visualization of what we want and how that feels, and we get away from physical action, and we get away from even words being associated with that, if that makes sense. And I hope it does. Okay, what else do I have here? Okay, cool. One thing here is Mandela effects are manifestations. So when we all of a sudden see things flip and change, that's actually a good representation of us changing and flipping timelines and manifesting a timeline that's in greater alignment with our previous intention and focus, if that makes sense. Mandela effects are manifestations. And just the other day, right? Yesterday, I guess. So just yesterday, there was this weird Mandela effect of the lemon tree. So crazy. Like I said, you know, my wife has been here in this condo complex for 8 years. There's never been a lemon tree there. I've been here for 3 years. There's never been a lemon tree there, ever. And so upon walking by it yesterday and saying, what? And both of us saying, what? Something came through. So it was a little mini download. And so I thought to myself, because I always get myself into these weird paradoxes with Mandela effects. I took a picture of the lemon tree, and I also plucked a lemon off the lemon tree, which I showed all of you yesterday. So what came through was, hopefully this comes through clearly. By observing the Mandela effect, or by observing the end goal of the manifestation, we anchor that manifestation in. How many times in your week and how many times in your month do you manifest something and you recognize that only in your mind space, in your mental space, you're like, oh, that was really cool. And then you just let it go and you move on, right? By taking physical action on what it is that we're manifesting, like plucking the lemon off the tree and showing all of you, we anchor it into this timeline and reality. I believe, this is getting into quantum physics now, but I believe that when we're switching timelines so rapidly and things are popping in and out of existence, if we keep even those physical manifestations, if we keep them in our mind, so we observe the new thing with our mind, but we don't take physical action on it, or we speak it into existence, it can very easily pop out of existence in the next moment. I don't know about you guys, but over the past, what has it been? Probably at least 5 years of experiencing nonstop Mandela effects. Over the past 5 years of experiencing Mandela effects, I've experienced absolutely insane Mandela effects and changes in reality. And then without writing it down or saying it or taking a picture of it, the next day, it's gone. That timeline is gone. As quickly as it came, it left. And I always kick myself saying, damn it, I really wish I took a picture of that thing to prove to myself that I'm not going crazy, that this thing actually changed. Now I'm starting to believe and understand that as we take pictures of things, as we interact with the thing that we manifested, that we hopped into this parallel reality, as we interact with it in a 3D physical way, we anchor that manifestation in. Therefore, the more we recognize the things that we've manifested from the previous moments of intentions and clarity and purity and focus, the more we anchor them in, therefore the more we manifest in the next given moment. We're anchoring in the belief in ourselves as a manifester, and we're anchoring in our manifestations into this physical reality. So as much as it's important to focus on that vibration and the visual and the highest intention for what we want, it is also just as important to, once we created that intention, to anchor it in through action. To anchor it in through action, because we are still 5D vibrational beings, still and always will live in this 3D physical world. So we've got to have a funnel, we've got to have a translator, and that translator is the physical action that we take. So stop assuming that your physical action is the only thing that's going to create and recreate your reality into manifestation. Work with manifestation in a quantum way. Once you manifest the thing in a physical, anchor it in by taking action physically, whether it be by speaking it into existence, interacting with the manifestation, telling someone you love about the thing that you manifested. Anchor it in, or else in the next moment it might disappear as quickly as it came. Does that make sense, right? This is like, we're on the verge of really working with 5D frequency in a way that I don't know if we've ever thought of before. You know, these ideas and concepts are getting more tangible, even though they are still quite intangible. All right, what else do I have here? Right, okay, cool. Okay, so I really want to focus on financial freedom. And so I have 5 steps. I really have 3 steps here in relation to financial freedom, but these are 3 steps to manifesting whatever it is that you want, okay, in the moment. And so I really have 3 steps, and then I have kind of 2 bonuses or 2 extras for all of you. So the first thing is, okay, 3 things, all right. First thing is focus on intention. What do you want? What do you want? And by focusing on your intention as the first step to manifestation, that intention has to be pure. And if you don't feel pure about the intention, try and ask yourself why you're asking for the thing itself. What is that highest vibration? What is that highest perception? What is that highest word that you can use to associate with the thing that you want? So if you're asking for freedom, that's great, right? Sometimes asking for the highest intention can be so open that all of a sudden you've got freedom in your time, but you don't have freedom in your space because you're still not manifesting money or what have you. So you can ask for freedom, and then you can associate that freedom with financial abundance, right? But you're not focusing on financial abundance, you're focusing on the freedom, which is really truly the aftermath of the financial abundance, if that makes sense. So the first step is focusing on intention and making sure that that intention is pure. So once again, don't visualize money itself. Visualize what you can do and how you feel with infinite freedom and money. What's the aftermath of having all of the money you could ever possibly imagine? What's the aftermath of that? Okay. And once again, making sure that you're taking a look at all of the layers and limitations associated with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Okay. So first step, focus on intention. Second step to manifesting freedom and really whatever it is that you want is intensity. This is an interesting concept. It's intensity. Okay. Maybe that's not the right word for it. The other word that I would use is reverberation. The more intense you are about a thought or an action, the more intense the reverberation coming back to you. And that's why it's really funny. So if you had the thought of, oh, my stomach hurts, maybe I'm getting sick, okay? And you just left it at that. Oh, my stomach hurts. Maybe I'm getting sick. And you just left it there. It's a pretty kind of just a passing thought. It doesn't really have that intensity. It doesn't really have that reverberation. And the tricky part is that us as conscious aware beings, if we say, oh, my stomach hurts, I think I'm getting sick, and then you turn it around to be, oh, my stomach hurts, I think I'm getting sick, oh shit, I shouldn't have thought that I'm getting sick because now I'm going to create the sickness, the reaction to the initial thought is louder than the initial thought itself. Right? This is where we get into paradoxes and loops and spirals, right? So the best thing is that it's okay to have negative thoughts. What's not okay is the reaction itself to the negative thought, if that makes sense. So how intense you are, how present you are, how focused you are on whatever that thing is that you're trying to manifest equates to how quickly it turns back around into your reality. So if you're like, I want to make more money. I want more money. And you don't necessarily have a very high vibrational positive perspective, or you don't have a very low vibrational negative perspective, then it's going to take a long time for you to manifest money because you're just neutral about it. If you're like, I want to manifest money, and you have all these negative, limiting, lack associations to it, then you're going to continue to attract lack within manifestation and money because you've got all of those layers. If you're like, I want to manifest more money because I fucking deserve that. I deserve the freedom associated with that. So not only are you asking for it in the positive present moment, but you're asking for it in a high vibrational way, in a way that you know that you deserve that and you believe in that. That's going to come back really fast in a positive way. Okay? There was something that I wanted to mention about that statement. What was it? Yeah, I think I lost it. Okay, cool. So it comes around to, how do you feel when you're manifesting? Where is that intention? Where is that intensity? And how fast is that going to come back to you? Okay. Okay. And then number 3, the third step in manifesting your dream life or whatever it is that you want is really surrendering. You have to surrender. Oh, wait, it's coming back. What is the thing? Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. I want to backtrack for a second because it did pop in. So if you have the case of, I really do want to manifest more money, like I really do want to be abundant, or I really do want to manifest a new relationship, or whatever it may be that you want to manifest, but you still see the limitations and the blocks, don't skip ahead to, let's use the money example. I want more money, or like I deserve more money, or I feel powerful about that. But you're like, ooh, I know there's limitations. I know there's blocks. I know there's things holding me back from that. Then what you need to manifest, what you need to ask for is, I am ready, or whatever your I am statement is, I am ready to release my blocks surrounding manifestation. And that's how you start purging out the layers. So like I said, be honest with yourself. If you know that you have blocks and limitations regarding what it is that you want to manifest, stop focusing on the thing itself. I really want money, I really want money, I really want money. But you're just continuing to perpetuate the fact that you don't have the money, so that you're not good enough, so that your belief isn't strong enough, so that, you're never going to be able to manifest money. You're actually creating more of a negative paradigm in that way than if you were to say, all right, if I'm not in a place because I'm too blocked to manifest and create money, then I'm ready, universe, to release the blocks that I have surrounding the limitations associated with money. Then the real work starts to happen. Then the real change starts to take place. If you've asked for it and asked for it and asked for it and tried the physical reverberation and the thought reverberation and none of them seem to be working, stop focusing on that, right? You're just asking for the same things and you're doing the same things and you're expecting different results, right? So change it all up and ask for something different. Ask for the release of the blocks. Ask for the release of the limitations. And trust me, you will start to release that. It'll start to happen, and rapidly. Okay, so the third step is surrender. In order to manifest what it is that you want, you have to let go of expectation and attachment. And this actually kind of ties into what I was just mentioning, which is go to the low level of releasing the blocks. You can manifest releasing the attachment and expectation. You can manifest that, right? That's something that you can create for yourself, but you're only ever manifesting what you're focusing on. Step number 1. So if you have too many blocks trying to manifest what it is that you want, then you need to go to smaller things. You need to break it down. I want to manifest, I'm asking for the release of any sort of attachment and expectation that I have. And when we're asking to release attachment and expectation, it can be painful. So watch out. Watch what you ask for, right? Okay, good. Now, those are the 3 main steps. Number 1 is focus. What do you want? Number 2 is intensity. How do you feel when you ask for what you want? And number 3 is surrender. Let go of any and all attachment and expectation surrounding what it is that you want and that end goal. Okay, I have two little extras for you that are incredible when manifesting. One is crowdsourcing manifestations, right? So I used to do this all the time with live videos, right? So I'd be like, hey guys, you know, I've got an interview for a TV show, or I've got, I don't know what else I've asked for. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of it at the top of my head, but I've asked for things and I've manifested it with you guys. What I tended to find when I crowdsourced manifestation is it never worked out. And I asked myself, well, how is that possible, right? I've got 1,000 people watching my video, or however many, and if they all hear that, all right, let's manifest this together to better, you know, humanity as a whole, or what have you, when it comes down to things that I wanted, right? And of course, the things that I want are always just more reach and more expansion and helping more people at the end of the day. And it never worked out. And and I realized that I have to be careful with crowdsourcing manifestations, because if you guys have blocks and limitations and you guys are thinking to yourself, oh no, Elizabeth, don't have a mainstream TV show because, you know, I don't know, you're going to be playing with the Illuminati or whatever your blocks and limitations are, that can actually be hindering. You guys could be chinks in my chain when I'm trying to manifest. So I've tried to crowdsource manifestations before, and it doesn't necessarily work with a big crowd because everyone has their own blocks and own limitations and own perceptions over what it is that I'm talking about. Obviously, if we all come together and manifest peace for humanity, there's really kind of only one way to view that. It's just everyone hugging each other and loving each other unconditionally and what have you. What I have found is anytime Natasha and I talk about whatever it is that we want, it turns around and it happens almost instantly. And it's because she is also without blocks. So an extra little manifestation tidbit for you is manifest your desires with someone. Maybe you want to dedicate a friend or a family member who's open-minded. Maybe you know someone who's watching this video right now. Dedicate them, text them right now and say, hey, you're going to be my manifestation buddy, and keep each other accountable for what it is that you want to manifest per week, right? So that's really important. And I get my whole team, right? Lauren and I talk about what we want to manifest and what we want to create and how we want to better, you know, solve and help humanity, right? And that helps, it helps everything get into alignment. So finding other people who are pure, on the same wavelength and the same vibration are going to allow you to skyrocket your manifestations. And thank you so much, Mike. And thank you so much, Vivo, for that beautiful super chat. Really appreciate that. And the last little tidbit that I have here is make clear statements. If you don't even know what you want, but maybe you're really struggling with something, make a clear statement. I am abundant. I am healthy. I am strong. I am vulnerable. I am connected to the collective. Anything that you're feeling a lack within, create an I am statement around. And actually, I want you to do that right now. Focus on your lack, change it into something that's positive and high vibrational by creating an I am statement. So comment below in the live chat and then below this video what that I am statement is. Okay, it's time for us to really manifest through those clear and concise statements. You can even say, I am ready for the next step in my evolution, right? And trust me, once you make those clear statements with intensity and purity and focus, watch out, world, because it's going to be coming to you, all right? And like I said before, the last little tidbit would be anchor in the manifestation by taking action on it once it comes through, all right? Okay, I think that's it. I love you all so, so much. I'm very excited. Just want to mention For all of the members, the Q&A post will be posted in the community section on YouTube after this live video. So give it a couple of minutes, and then afterwards you'll see the community Q&A, and check that out and make sure you ask your questions for Sunday. And then also for all of my members, this Thursday is going to be my first live membership video. I'm so excited to be live with you guys and chat with you guys, and it's going to be very interactive. So be sure you make it on Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Other than that, if this video resonated with you, be sure to share it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and like it, and that really helps me as well. I appreciate all of you. Below is my links to everything in the live chat, and check out my Instagram as well. And I have daily doses of information and downloads on there, and the downloads just don't stop coming, which is awesome. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful and blessed Monday, and I will be back on Thursday and on Sunday for more epic content. Bye for now.